Call to order the August 27th meeting of the Lake Charles Harbor and Terminal. We're going to begin with the invocation given by Ms. Julie Miller and then the pledge led by Mr. Upley.
Okay, bow your heads. Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Today we ask for your guidance as we gather today in service of our community. Grant us the clarity of mind and help us make decisions that honor the people we serve and protect our waterways and strengthen the future of our region. Be with us as we enjoy this cool weather you've given us and direct our steps and give us wisdom we need to better serve others. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The board encourages public comments and questions regarding all agenda items. Persons wishing to do so should complete a speaker's card, which is at the entrance of the boardroom. When speaking or asking a question on an agenda item, one should, in addition to completing the card, come to the microphone, be recognized, and provide your name, address, and phone number. Comments by individuals will be limited to 3 minutes. All right, the first item on our agenda today is approval of the July 23rd meeting, regular meeting minutes. Do I have a motion?
Second.
All right, a motion by Mr. Jonathan and a second by Julie. That motion passed. Any objections? That motion passes. All right, the first and only submission today is submission 2026-028, authorizing the executive director to amend resolution 2025-045, the professional service agreement with Meyer Associates for an increase in the design service fee for the industrial canal bulk grain facility project. Mr. Self.
Yes, Madam President, as you mentioned, it's for an increase in the design fee. Meyer Associates is the engineer for the bulk grain facility, and as South Louisiana Rail Facility has increased their funding and increased the capital associated with that project, the fee associated with the construction also increased. And so we're requesting authorization to increase the amount toward Meyer by about $225,000.
Any questions from the commissioners?
I so move to accept submission 2026-028.
Second?
A second.
All right, thank you. Any discussion? All right, the motion passes. Oh, that was to do that.
Your little
All right.
gavel happy. It's
Now
okay.
we're right. Now we're up to the briefing notes. Our first up is Mr. Cameron.
Yes, ma'am. The financials for July 2026, we generated revenues of $5.5 million, which was favorable $700,000. We saw a higher pet coke, which is great. Then we continue to see project cargo for the projects moving, the projects along the ship channel. Expenses were unfavorable, about $300,000. With higher tonnages, we have higher operating expenses, so that's expected. Then there is some higher maintenance expense throughout port facilities, just maintenance projects that are ongoing. Cash flow was $2.6 million, so a strong month. On the balance sheet, total cash is actually down as projects continue. As you can see, construction in progress is at $50 million. Obviously, that continues to go up. A few of those larger projects are nearing completion, so when those are complete, you'll see construction in progress go down and those fixed assets go up. So,
All right, thank you.
any questions on the financials?
All right, here we go, right on into FEMA GOSEP.
Yes, ma'am. As I mentioned at last month's meeting, right before the meeting, we received about $12.2 million, so that's reflected on my GOSEP report, and there's also around $6.1 million working its way through financing and a significant amount more working through their review processes.
Right. Beginning to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
So,
Getting there.
all right.
6 years today.
Slowly, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Departmental reports. First, we have Cameron up again for administration, finance, security.
Yes, ma'am. So during our NetSuite implementation process, NetSuite put us in touch with a consulting group to help with the fixed asset implementation. That portion of it was very smooth. They were very great to work with. During that process, they also identified a few areas that they felt they could help us with, some things they could clean up and simplify. So we actually recently engaged them to work alongside our NetSuite team to start to clean up those things and show us what we can do better, what they can help us with. And we actually met with them a couple times already, and they've cleaned up a couple things and showed us a few tricks that you know, we could have been missing out on without them along with us. So,
Good deal.
any
Next up
questions?
is the Navigation Monthly Report. Mr. Regan?
Yes, ma'am, Madam President. Last week I traveled to Morgan City while the Corps of Engineers was wrapping up their low water inspection of the Mississippi River. I attended a reception the evening I got there, and then I had breakfast aboard the motor vessel Mississippi the following morning before their public hearing. On the safety front, approximately 66 port employees have completed their basic safety awareness training thus far, and we have begun training our employees on the use of job safety analyses prior to beginning jobs.
Awesome.
So,
That's
any
awesome.
questions?
Any questions? Okay, we'll move on to Operations Monthly Report. Mr. Todd?
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to try to make this a little bit easier as far as the totals and everything, as far as the number of ships that we're working, because it's starting to get pretty long. Because we are having been pretty busy the last several months. Recently at City Docks, we had 2 ships of bulk, and that totaled 89,000 tons. We had let's see, 3 ships of project cargo and lumber, totaling 479,000 tons. On the schedule right now, we've got 3 more ships of bulk, totaling about 70,000 tons, 2 more project cargo shipments of about 6,000 tons, and 2 ships of forest products totaling about 50,000 tons. That's all at City Docks. At BT1, we've been busy there as well. We handled 4 ships and 2 barges totaling about 190,000 tons, and we did 1 cargo transfer. On the schedule right now, we've got an additional 3 ships totaling about 60,000 tons. Down at the Turning Basin, recently we did 4 barges of rice and 2 ships of project cargo totaling about 82,000 tons. And on the schedule right now, we've got 2 more project cargo shipments and 1 rice ship. It's totaling about 82,000 tons. And I forgot to mention at the City Docks, we've got another ship of wood pulp that's coming back. We thought we had lost all of our wood pulp due to them moving to Avondale, but working with SSA, and we've got another ship, and it may turn into a monthly call, hopefully, which would be really good. The first shipment's going to be about 20,000 tons, and it'll be here September 9th.
Wow. Cool. Good job. Okay, next up is Cargo and Trade Development Monthly Report. Ferretz?
Yes, Madam President. We have 2 projects that we're working on currently. One is another pipe project. This one is actually coming in by rail. There'll be about 300 rail cars, about a 12-month project. The second is yesterday, Todd and I met with this maritime construction company out of upstate New York. They own a granite quarry in New Brunswick, Canada. They have several projects in the area, but the largest one is about 2 million tons of stone rock. And we should find out next week if we awarded that project, and that would be a ship every 2 weeks for about 8 months. Next month also is our Break Bulk Americas Conference, so we're in the process of updating our exhibit, highlighting the 100th anniversary, as well as our promotional items and giveaways. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
Have any questions? All right, next up, Engineering, Maintenance, and Development. Mr. Nick?
Yes, Madam President. Just an update on BT1 regarding our projects there. We have our 2 new portal-mounted mobile harbor cranes were delivered just after our last board meeting. Our Lee Bear and our consultant Boostavar are working through the commissioning process. The first crane does have power, and they're actually testing it now and doing some training. OSHA will be here on Monday to do the certification on it, and we're going to start use it on the first ship, I think, on Wednesday, first rutile vessel. So very exciting. And then I wasn't going to bring this up, but since I realize it is the anniversary of Hurricane Laura, I actually presented last week to the local engineering society, and so I gathered these numbers. Hurricane project update, we've completed 43 projects associated with Hurricane Laura. We have 6 still left that are ongoing. To date, hurricane related. This includes projects such as our cranes where we're using hurricane funds to pay for them. We've spent $311 million, and we have about $34 million left on this
Wow.
project. So it's been a lot of money. Good job, Karen, handling all those funds.
But associated with that, tell them about,
Invested a lot of money.
Exactly.
tell them about the AAPA.
Yes, so the largest project of that is our Burst 4, 5, and 6 project. It's about $141 million by itself. That's all in construction, design, everything. I actually submitted that project to AAPA for a Lighthouse Award in 2 categories. One's construction, one was design preparation, and it's a finalist in both categories. So
Awesome.
the upcoming meeting, hopefully, will be the winner of one of
That'll
those
be-
categories.
That'll be
So
when we're in New Orleans?
Yeah.
that will be when we're in New Orleans.
Awesome.
That's
Yeah.
great.
That's so cool.
Very exciting.
Good.
Hey, keep on the videos and pictures of BT1,
Yep.
especially with, that's been
Yeah.
so interesting.
I actually have a lot, so I didn't want to tie up the whole board meeting, but yeah, we'll
Yep.
keep posting.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
because people don't get to see it. It is really amazing.
Yeah.
Next up, our state lobbyist monthly report. Ms. Ginger?
Thank you, Madam President and Commissioners. I'll be brief. We finished the session in June, and I sent a final report to all of you, so I'll hit a couple of things that we're continuing to work on from that. We were successful in getting our ship channel money in for the public-private partnership in House Bill 1. Fortunately, it's in a nice buried spot, so no one can scrutinize it, as I say that at a public meeting. We also were successful with House Bill 2 funding on the Birds 4, 5, and 6 project, and I think roughly, Nick, we have $50 million left to get from the state. We were very successful and got some reimbursement language in the bill as well, since we are paying bills faster than the state could administer money to us. So we went to Bond Commission in July and succeeded in getting a reauthorization for our existing cash and non-cash lines of credit. We're awaiting Commissioner Barra and Governor Landry's recommendation for the fall on how much new cash we will be able to spend. We've made it a habit as port management to meet with the commissioner once a year to give him a project update. We'll do that in the fall, in person or via Zoom, just to push again to get more money to complete the project so we don't extend it out too far. And for those of you who don't recall, Mr. Oakley, when we asked for the $93 million from the state, they had asked us to not ask for any other funding until we completed the project. We've been somewhat successful in doing that. We apply wherever we can, but I think we're all ready to move on to a new project and look at some other opportunities for the state to partner with us, particularly in light of all the development we have. In that vein, we had 2 pieces of legislation. Representative Dixon McMakin from Baton Rouge, created a rail program for future money that may be deposited from the federal or state government. I spoke with Nick as well to see if we could potentially qualify. We could. So it's something we'll be monitoring. There's no money in it right now. Representative Ryan Boriak, who's been a champion from our delegation, he is chairman of the House Transportation Committee, created a bill and a fund for waterway projects. And within the waterway project definition or short line rail opportunities, when and if they get money. The legislature is always looking at their dollars. They may have a surplus, they may have some excess. Traditionally, they've gone to programs like that. There's no guarantee, but we have a delegation who's helping us keep an eye on that. So we'll see the results of those maybe going into the budget planning process in the spring when we start the fiscal session in April. Port priority changed this year a bit, and I'm so grateful for our staff. We were very, very involved in the amendments to the bill. They separated standard projects and created a large project category, which we would more than likely qualify for every time, given that we're a deep water port. And we utilize the max allowed, the $15 million in the program each year. So Representative Boriak's committed to work with us. He wants to know how the application process goes under the new rules, which Nick is currently reviewing for a new project. And then if we need to change it, we'll file legislation. But I think what they're trying to do is separate deep water and the shallow ports from the funding and prioritize it that way, since we use the bulk of the funding. Looking ahead, I mentioned we're going to be in a fiscal session next year, and that's a ways ahead. It's also election year. There's been some changes in the administration, a lot of staff departures. We lost the director of multimodal, but he went back to the governor's executive office. So there will be an announcement in the next week or two on the new executive director. So we're going to look forward to meet with that person. They will be an important part of our P3 with the state since they serve on that board. Additionally, Port Management has mentioned meeting with CPRA. We're in the process of setting up a meeting with the new executive director of the Coastal Protection Restoration Authority. It was noted that in meetings with the Corps, they felt better coordination might benefit us on some projects. So we've spoken to our delegation here in Lake Charles, and we're going to get some dates and sit down with them and look where we can partner, not only with the Corps, but with the state on opportunities with Coastal Protection Restoration Authority. And with that, I'll stop and answer any questions if you may have any.
Y'all have any questions? It's a great report.
Thank you. Thanks for
Very
the
good.
support. I can't say enough about the staff.
Great
They're on
report.
it, and I appreciate that so much.
They are. They're
So
good.
yes, we're very blessed.
Thank you. Anything from federal?
No.
Okay. And then, any other matters? Anybody? We don't need executive session.
We do not.
Move to
All right.
adjourn.
Have a second?
Second.
All right. Motion passes. It's a wrap. Thank y'all.